I am at the East City Village Cinema, and I'm going to see a movie.
I want to tell you about this movie theater. It was originally the old Yiddish theater, a proper, legitimate theater building. And the original auditorium is still pretty much intact, though surrounding it are a lot of smaller screens so it can show a lot more movies. Here's the original lobby where you used to enter, and you can see the beautiful ceiling work. And this is looking down from the stairs. Here's the main auditorium. It's kind of dark, but you can kind of see what's going on. It has a beautiful ceiling and a nice wide screen, and they can still show in proper 70mm here. And then downstairs and around the sides are some smaller screens, and they did a very nice job with this place. Now we're going to go outside to the surrounding areas where there's some really interesting buildings, and this is the St. Mark's Church. Here's an old high school still functioning. A surprise of Art Deco on this apartment building here. It's a nice theater. I like going there.
So I just came from the movie, and it was pretty good. And the reason you may notice I have a different t-shirt and sweater on because it's actually a different day. Because my camera ran out of batteries, so I had to come back here to finish this video.
This is part of the East Village, and it is east and south of Union Square.
I'm crossing the street here. So I thought we'd take a walk down 12th Street because it's really interesting. The theater's on the street, and we'll walk over to Union Square and take a look around.
This looks like a church, but it's actually just the facade of a church, and it's preserved, and behind it is a modern building. Now we're turning onto 4th Avenue. I just noticed this today. This is a new Hyatt hotel, and it looks old-fashioned on the bottom, and then as you go up you see it's all glass and modern. Now we're crossing over west to Broadway, and you can see there's a Regal Cinema right there, and actually there's a lot of different cinemas around the area. You can go to the movies, see just about anything that's playing in this area. And here we are finally at 14th Street, and we have a nice panoramic view here of Union Square. And here's a view of 14th Street where the parade passes by, just like in the movie Hello, Dolly, where you see it recreated in Hollywood, actually. Now we're back in the real Union Square, but it's an interesting combination of buildings from the Hello, Dolly period, which is the 1890s, and modern buildings. A good portion of Hello, Dolly takes place in and around this park, and you can see here in this clip from the film that it's very open and there's less foliage, and that's probably correct for the 1890s. Now all of the trees have grown up around, although this is a set in Hollywood. Here's the old Barnes & Noble building. It's one of the few Barnes & Nobles that are left, but this is a nice one, and it's many stories of books overlooking the park here. Now we're going to move on up Broadway for a little bit, and we're going to head to Madison Square Park, which is really close by. This really gorgeous building has become a Brooks Brothers building, one of their several locations in town. This is one of my favorite views of the Empire State Building, and now we'll go into Madison Square Park. Madison Square Garden used to be on the corner of this park, but then it was moved to 34th Street, and everything here is still called Madison Square, this and that. And the very unique Flatiron Building. It kind of looks like a sliver, but actually if you look down on it, it would look like a triangle. Ah, the Shake Shack. Everybody loves the Shake Shack. This is the original one, and it became so popular. You can see the line of people waiting for a hamburger. They opened up many different locations around town, but this is the original. I worked in this building when I first moved to New York. It is the home of Credit Suisse First Boston. I worked there for 3 months. This park isn't as big as Union Square, but I kind of like it better because it's not so crowded and crazy. There's room to walk around and not feel like you're bumping into people. This building was originally the Lionel Toy Train Company, though they don't reside there anymore, and this is also the area that was Tin Pan Alley. And right at the edge of the park is my subway hole, and down I go into the N train.